Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. This bulletin is coming to you live from the Joy 99.7 FM studios, Kokomlemle in Accra, at digital address GA0993341. Also live on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, affiliates across the country on ABN Radio in London and around the world at myjoyonline.com. The news is brought to you by Telesol 4G, Just a Touch, UMB Bank, UMB Speed Up, Digibank. Let's go. You're also live on Savannah region. We are live on Pad FM and in Kigi FM. Coming up in this edition, high hopes as Black Stars of Ghana arrive in camp today for much anticipated African Cup of Nations tournament in Egypt.
We are all expecting the Black Stars to go to Egypt and bring back the cup. This time around, we are much more determined. And since we've gone 37 years, we think this is the right time for us to win. If there is any other time, this is the time.
We'll join our correspondents live from the city of Ismaili. Electricity tariffs up by 11.17%, and the PRC says is to ensure the survival of service providers. We have details plus some analysis on this. Environmental groups petition Parliament demanding cessation of mining activities in the Atiwa Forest Reserve.
We are asking Parliament to look at our petition and intervene and ensure that whatever the executive is doing is in conformity with the laws of the country.
The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, however, says mining will continue in a reasonable manner, and a trip to the Upper West region community where circumcision is a taboo.
A child who resembles an ancestor will die if circumcised.
When they go to school, their friends mock them and call them names. Bottle bomb farmer, bottle bomb farmer.
Guessing why residents believe a circumcised male child will die. More coming up here on the Midday News with me, Emefa Apau. And in less than 12 hours, the African Cup of Nations kicks off in the Egyptian capital of Cairo. And already there's a lot of anticipation back home as Ghana prepares to end a 37-year trophy drought. Listen.
Yeah, I know the AFCON is starting today.
Okay. What are your expectations?
We are all expecting the Black Stars to go to Egypt and bring back the cup because we've gone without a trophy for 37 years. So this time around, we are hoping and we hope they will bring the cup back to Ghana. Yeah, I think Kwesi Appiah can do that. And I think the players also know we've gone a long way without a trophy. So if there's a time for us to win the trophy, it's now. This time around, we are much more determined, and since we've gone 37 years, we think this is the right time for us to win. If there is any other time, this is the time.
I'm expecting Africa as a whole to put us a good image out there. It's a competition for Africa, but I believe the outsiders are also watching, they are involved, so Africa should put up a good tournament so that we can have a good image out there.
What do you think about the current Black Stars Cup?
You're not supposed to think of the players. The most important is that the coach has done his selections. So we should all root behind Ghana and let's see what Ghana will be able to do with 100% support from Ghanaians.
Do you think they can lift the trophy?
Oh yes. I think they can do that.
Why?
Oh, it's not about individuality. It's not about the individual saying that maybe people are thinking that John Mensah and then the Stephen Appiah are no more there, so it can't happen. But I believe everything is teamwork. So far as a team and they are going, we should just root behind and they need our support.
Now, those are the views of some Ghanaians about the chances of the Black Stars in the AFCON. Already, Coach Kwesi Appiah has described the tournament as war as he seeks to secure the ultimate trophy after multiple stints in the final and semi-final clashes in the past 37 years.
Our ambition has been to make sure we qualify. As to tactical play, automatically no coach will reveal whoever he wants to put out there. But our ambition will be going out there with every mindset, getting to a level where victory is what we're going to fight for. You see, as a coach and as a Ghanaian, since we all know that it's been years that we won the cup, our ambition, everything within us is to go out there and try and win the cup. That is the mentality of every Ghanaian. So, and all the players are aware of the situation. So that's why I said we'll go out there, give out all our best. we're praying that the Lord blesses what is on our hearts, so that all Ghanaians will be happy. This is Ghana Black Stars going out there for war. It's about Ghana. It's not about any other country but our motherland. So every single Ghanaian, irrespective of your affiliations, each and every one should put his total support and prayers behind the team. And I believe that it's the flag of Ghana that is going to be raised. It's not about individuals, it's not about anybody.
You heard the Black Stars coach Kwesi Appiah. Joy Sports' Benedict Owusu is our tournament correspondent and joins us on the line with updates on the event in Egypt. Now, Benedict, how is Egypt preparing to officially welcome the world to this tournament?
Well, MFA, they are very much prepared. I mean, looking at everything put in place in the last 5 months for this competition, it tells you that they are very, very much prepared to win the rest of the world. For the very first time, we are having the competition in June and also 2014. So it tells you how much is put in this. And with everything that I've seen in terms of preparations towards the opening ceremony, the first game, and being here in Ismailia, everything shows that we are very, very much ready.
Now, what is the talk in town, especially in Ismailia, where you're currently based?
Well, I mean, when you get to town, I just returned from the Ismaili Stadium, and when you go out, when people see you with your accreditation, all that they know is that you are here to cover a tournament. And every talk, everything is about this competition. Most of the Egyptians are not, very much hopeful about or optimistic about their team's chances of winning this competition. They feel that either Ghana or Senegal are favorites to win the competition. So everywhere you go, you see flags of the 24 participating teams in this city that I am, where Ghana will be based, to see flags of the 4 teams that will be based here. That's Ghana, Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, and Benin. So it's everywhere. The euphoria indeed is huge.
Now let's quickly talk about the Black Stars. You've talked about euphoria in town. How about euphoria within camp?
Well, the Black Stars have touched down in Cairo. They touched down an hour ago, and I understand that they'll be moving from Cairo to where I am. I'm currently at the Athena Hotel where we are waiting for them. Myself and one other management member, we are here waiting for the team. We are expected, from Cairo to this place is 1 hour 30 minutes by road. So possibly in about 1:30 Ghana time, which will be 3:30 here, they should be in Ismaili.
Now, that's Benedict Owusu all the way from Egypt. Of course, the team is prepared. We are also prepared here at Multimedia as the official, commentary and everything. We're ready. And our team here, Ridwan Ibrahim Asante and George Adu Jr. have joined me in the studio for the very latest on what we are supposed to do. But how big is this edition of the Africa Cup of Nations, George?
Very big, very big. We're looking forward to seeing 24 teams tussle. And the idea that we've got some minerals in this and the fact that the navigation has been made a lot more difficult because there's a new round of 16 and, of course, the video technology that's going to be employed right there from the quarterfinal would definitely give us a lot to look forward to. So I think, the whole world is building up for this. And
we're looking at support for the Black Stars so far. As expected, are we getting it as we ought to?
Yeah, I think it's seen. People are ready now for the tournament. It should be one for us to savor when there is victory. And, traditionally when it's wrong also, when it goes wrong, then people will come in with their criticism. So we are ready for the tournament and to support the team.
Now let's talk about all the finalists. Are they ready for this tournament? Because we know that Zimbabwe refused to train yesterday over unpaid dues, and Cameroon, we understand, also has altered its traveling plans because of bonuses.
All of that is sorted out, especially the big scare was the Zimbabwe one, because that would have had a massive toll on the opening game. So I'm sure at the point, even if Zimbabwe decided not to pay the boys, maybe Egypt will have gone ahead and said, guys, you get this, because we can't have an anticlimax after such a wonderful build-up. So everything is fine, and we're looking forward to the start of the tournament later this evening.
Now, CAF has warned about temperature in Egypt. Was that expected? We're talking about 35 to 38 degrees Celsius.
Yes, it's very, very, very hot in Egypt. And that most teams knew about this. It was the first time, the last time the tournament was played in Egypt was in January and February in 2006. And it was cold, during the winter. And this time around, the heat is on, and most of the teams decided to train, in very, very hot temperate zones. Like the Black Stars went to Dubai to camp there, and so similar training conditions. And I think the acclimatization should be, on by now.
Okay.
Then teams should have warmed up to the humidity also, in Cairo and the three other cities that will be hosting the tournament.
And here at Multimedia, we have plans for all 52 games. Tell us about the coverage plan.
Yeah, we have 46 games. I have to say 6 now, but of course,
Okay,
live commentary.
okay.
We own the radio rights, and so we're going to be giving commentary all across our platforms. That's the first thing. We're heavy on social media. Joy Sports GH on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. We have a special dedicated website for this Africa Cup of Nations.
Okay.
www.myjoyonline.com/AFCON. You get everything. And we're heavy on TV as well. We've got the Soccer Rocks. They started today. It was great to watch them. The ladies talking about the off things about football, the hairstyles, and which player is sexy and all of that. You need to check into that. And we've got the highlights and behind the scenes all here. So we're building up massively. We start at 6:30 p.m. this evening from the Studio 7. We launch and we get straight into the Nesta Square Star Bites, where we have a lot of legends who will be joining us with the build-up. And there's live commentary on between Egypt and Zimbabwe at 8 p.m.
And of course, George Ado Jr. and Ridwan Ibrahim Asante will be giving us all the commentary. You know where to keep your dial on Joy 99.7 FM and all our platforms here, online, on radio, and on TV as well. Now, the Black Stars are not in action until next Tuesday against Benin in their opening match. And after 3 weeks of training in the sweltering heat in Dubai, members of Parliament have been showing support for the Stars. Vice Chairman of the Youth and Sports Committee, Kojo Asmeni, made the statement on the floor.
With one accord, we wish them well and our prayers are with them. Mr. Speaker, it is an undeniable fact that the Black Stars is one of the decorated teams in Africa. Since the inception of African Cup of Nations in 1957, Ghana has made 22 appearances and has tasted 9 finals with 4 wins and 5 as runners-up. In the annals of African football, Ghana was the first nation to win the most coveted continental trophy for 4 times: 1963, 1965, 1978, and 1982. Mr. Speaker, it is worthy to note that after the triumphant victory over Libya in 1982, Ghana is yet to chase another continental glory, although the search for the coveted continental trophy continued unabated.
And the excitement is on. That's the Vice Chairman of the Youth and Sports Committee, Kojo Asmeni. Now, that's all for the Black Stars and the competition in Egypt. Of course, there's more later on at 8. But back home, there's another big tournament, this time on science and mathematics. It's the National Science and Maths Quiz happening at the University of Ghana. Achimota School clashes with Georgia Fenyi and Konongo Odumasi Senior High School.
We are expecting a win by God's grace. Yeah, we expect a win.
You're coming up against Achimota School, 2-time winners of the National Science and Maths Quiz.
Okay. But with God, all things are possible. Through our preparation, we know we will win this contest.
You know you'll be winning this contest?
Yeah.
What's it going to be like if you beat Achimota School?
Oh, it's going to be great. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Let me find out from you. What's your name too?
Soga Ernestine.
Ernestine, tell me, how prepared are you against Achimota School?
I'm fully prepared to meet Achimota candidate, not Achimota School.
Okay. So you're meeting Achimota contestants?
Not Achimota School.
Not Achimota School?
Yes, sir.
Wow, so the school for you is out?
Yes.
You are dealing with the contestants?
Yes, human beings.
Human beings?
Yes.
So what's going to happen?
The end crowns the work. Yes.
Interesting. What's your name?
Edwin Awanyu.
Edwin, are you going to be on stage or a substitute?
No, I'm a substitute.
A substitute. Tell me, what should we expect from this contest?
Oh, winning. Win, yeah.
You win?
Yes.
Okay. We'll be watching.
Okay.
Now you heard the students from Georgia Fenyi Senior High School in high spirit ahead of the contest interacting with Maxwell Agbagba there. That contest is set for 1 p.m. Maxwell Agbagba joins us live from the University of Ghana. Now, Maxwell, before we talk about Achimota, which of the contests just ended?
Well, we just had SDA SHS Bekwai. They had 30 points. They won that contest. And then Pong Temale SHS, they had 20 points. And then Sunyani SHS, they had 17 points. At the NNB, we had Ignatius of Loyola. They had 33 points. Ifiakubi Ampim Girls, they had 20 points. And then Salaga Senior High School, they had 17 points. That contest was won by St. Ignatius of Loyola.
Now, let's talk about this big match or this big contest between Achimota, Joje, and of course, Konongo Odumasi Senior High. You've been interacting, we've heard from the Joje Penny students. How about the others? You've been interacting with them as well. Are they in high spirits as well?
Well, we are very confident that the supporters of Achimota School, some old and present students I've been speaking to, they are very confident that they'll be winning this particular contest. The RS Amegashi Auditorium, where the contest will be happening, is already filled with both past and present students of the competing schools. I've seen some school buses from Achimota School arriving also on the ground. I've seen some students also from Konogo Odumase. If you want to have an idea of what the contest would look like, a lot of people have been comparing the results from the regional qualifiers, and it favors Achimota School because in the regional qualifiers, Achimota School scored 43 points. Joje Penyin in the Volta region scored 35 points. Konogo Odumase scored 24 points. But we're waiting to see how it all pans out.
Okay. And there's another one that we're all looking forward to as well, the one between Bishop Herman and Zebila. Tell us a bit about it. You've been interacting with them as well?
Well, Bishop Herman College, they are very confident that they would qualify to the 1-8 stage. You know, they were here during the competition sometime last year. They are still confident that they will sail through, and they are promising that they will make it to the semi-finals.
That's Maxwell Agbagba. Of course, that one we are all looking forward to. Bishop Herman College. We'll see how they perform as well. You're still listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. Environmental groups have petitioned Parliament demanding a cessation of mining activities in the Etiwa Forest Reserve. Led by Musiga President Bais Osei-Kuffour, the groups say mining in the forest will destroy available water to various parts of the country. After a march on the streets of Accra, they presented a petition to the Majority Leader and other leaders in Parliament. We can listen to Bais Osei-Kuffour, who presented the petition.
If you just listen to what the team is requesting from Parliament, it's quite simple. Parliament has supervisory role over all the laws in this country, and there are laws that govern forest reserves. Now, Etiwa Forest is one of the forest reserves that is being governed by law, and so, of course, as much as the executive makes decisions, their decisions must also be in compliance with the law. And so we are asking Parliament to look at our petition and intervene and ensure that whatever the executive is doing is in conformity with the laws of the country.
Now, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Kweku Asuma-Treme, tells Joy News what government is doing in Etiwa is sustainable mining that will preserve the natural bodies there.
We will not touch the river bodies over there, as we are determined to go by the model that others have done in their country, like Australia and all other places in terms of mining. So we are determined to do reasonable and sustainable mining to the extent that all this environment will be saved. We are not going to destroy all that edifice by way of trees on the ground, the rivers on the ground, and all that. Natural edifice, I mean. When you go to Awaso, you see that the mine is being done in the forest. And they have done it to the extent that partly the forest is intact. And even the bungalows at Awaso are in the forest. You see, so we are going to do the same thing to maintain the forest over there, to maintain the rivers.
You have the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Kweku Asuma-Treme. Now, on to some other stories. Power consumers will have to pay more for electricity starting July 1. The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC, has announced an 11.17% increase in electricity tariffs. A statement released by the PURC hours ago explains this is to sustain the financial viability of utility service providers as well as ensure quality service to consumers. My colleague Joseph Akable joins me in studio with details details of that statement. What more does it say?
It reads that the Commission received and considered tariff proposals from stakeholders, including following utility service providers in the electricity and water sectors. It lists them as Volta River Authority VRA, the Ghana Grid Company Limited, Gridco Electricity Company of Ghana, Power Distribution Services Ghana Limited, Northern Electricity Distribution Company, and Enclave Power Company Limited. It goes on to say that the 2019 to 2020 major tariff decision is the outcome of prudent cost review and effective monitoring undertaken by the Commission. Details of the approved electricity tariffs and the rationale for the decision will be published on the Commission's website. It ends by saying that it received a tariff proposal from the Ghana Water Company Limited, and a decision on this will be announced in due course.
And already the minority has been raising concern over this 11.17% increase. Joseph Opoku Gakpo, parliamentary correspondent, joins us on the line. Now, so how do they reconcile what they said earlier about not increasing tariffs and what they're saying now?
John Jinapo, who is former deputy minister, makes the point that they've seen a situation where over the years a lot of debt has accumulated with the utilities, and the government is paying the necessary debt that they need to pay to the various utility companies. And for them, when there is an increase in efficiency and the utilities are paid the money owed them, they'll be able to do well without requiring more money from the ordinary consumer.
The PRC statements seem to suggest that they had consulted them. But at the same time, they think that will be the proposal they will go for. I'm yet to look at the details of those calculations. But look, if what we already know is anything to go by, the 11.7% increment would not bring the utilities out of the challenges they find themselves in.
John Jinapo there is a former power minister there. And let's get on the phone lines and speak to the executive director of ASEP, Mr. Ben Boakye. They had also some analysis on this earlier. They issued a statement yesterday on this particular issue. Now, Mr. Boakye, you had predicted a 10 to 15% increase. Now, we are getting an 11.17% increase. Is it high, as the minority is claiming?
Thanks, MFI. I think we were looking at some of the numbers that were thrown out speculatively relative to the key inputs on gas price, and also some renegotiation that was happening with the power generators. And we modeled that to see what the adjustment could be for the power sector. And that is why we're even pushing that once there is a likelihood of an upwards adjustment, consumers needed enough time to be able to absorb, the changes into their plans and their budget, So, but we were expecting that, it will be broken into industrial adjustment and also for domestic adjustment, because you want to spare economic growth. We were anticipating that maybe below 10% would have been okay for industry, and then residential consumers will pay more at around 15% rather than a blanket adjustment. But ultimately, we knew that there would be an upward adjustment in tariffs.
Now, in the power sector, for instance, the players like Gridco, Netco, and the others, they called for a higher tariff. Now, what we've given them, do you think that it is enough to ensure their survival?
I think that is why PRC exists, and we continuously advocate for a stronger PRC that will critically look at the proposals and the numbers to say that this is what is optimal for the operation of all the stakeholders, and not just what they are asking for. They are not likely to get what they are asking for, because the regulator can look at the numbers and say, no, you are demanding more for the service that you are providing. So I think we should give PRC the benefit of the doubt and continue to see how we monitor to ensure that the industry actually survives and we get that cost-reflective tariff as has been done.
We're grateful for your time. Executive Director for the African Center for Energy Policy, Ben Boakye. This is the Midday News. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll take a trip to the Upper West Region community where circumcision is a taboo.
A child who resembles an ancestor will die if circumcised.
When they go to school, their friends mock them and call them names. Bottle Bonframa, Bottle Bonframa.
You're guessing why? Residents believe a circumcised male child will die. More coming up shortly after the break.
chumuni na kosua for MTN number ni dijuma na benya se ye tete nyoma so ama wo e wo aditom auto credit ene a chedia hudu bebre fie de bia we day for you everywhere you go.
Get a new life, make your body go happy. Vital mineral water makes your body go happy. Vital mineral water, new life for every day. Vital mineral water, so vital mineral water.
Thank God it's Friday. I'm in the mood. Thank God it's Friday. Na kosua for MTN number ni dijuma na benya se ye tete nyoma so ama wo e wo aditom auto credit ene a chedia hudu bebre fie de bia we day for you everywhere you go.
Thanks for staying with the best. Let's do some other stories because the former president, John Mahama, is challenging President Akufo-Addo to walk the talk when it comes to the fight against corruption. Addressing party supporters at its 27th anniversary lecture, Mr. Mahama asked the president to clean up the mess within his administration. Listen.
All you can do is clear his appointees anytime they involved in corruption. When you talk about corruption, his perception of dealing with corruption is to deal with appointees of the previous government. There is regime accountability, which you must do as president. It's your duty. If corruption cases come out under you and your appointees, you must have the courage to deal with them. Indeed, that is even the greater test of courage in dealing with corruption. Dealing with your political opponents is the easiest thing to do. When we come into government, to deal with the previous government, NDP administration that has gone, it's always in the one when we come. We can deal with all these things. It doesn't take courage to do it.
Former President John Dramani Mahama there. Now let's talk about circumcision. You don't know what it is? Let me tell you. Circumcision is the surgical removal of the foreskin from the male penis. In most Ghanaian communities, circumcision is done within 7 days after birth of a male child. But in the Damba community and its environs in the Nadoli district of Upper West region, circumcision is a taboo. The people there say they do not circumcise their males due to a long-standing traditional belief that the child will die if he is circumcised. Joy News is in 10. Clement Labi joined a team of researchers into the community, and his report is read to you.
Damba has a population of 538. 261 are male and 277 female. Out of the 261 males, over 75% are uncircumcised. The people in the community share the reasons behind this.
I wasn't circumcised due to our tradition, and now my children today say this tradition is outmoded. If my children want to defy our tradition in the name of modernization, they can go ahead. A royal in our tradition cannot be circumcised. If he does, he cannot become a chief. And you know, a child who resembles an ancestor will die if circumcised.
Our older folks said when they go to school, their friends mock them and call them names. Bottle bomb farmer, bottle bomb farmer.
But it's obvious this is only a myth. Senior medical officer at the Nadaoli Hospital, Dr. Eric Asante, explains the lack of circumcision has a big health risk.
Because of the foreskins is always covering the glands. When there's any infection, the microbes is hiding between it. So sometimes the risk of sexually transmitted infections.
The DCE of the Nadaoli district, Catherine Lankonu, expressed surprise at the phenomenon in the Damba community.
But I think that circumcision is a health issue. Some of them might just share ignorance, and with a little bit of push and education, they'll get to appreciate that some of the things are.
Even for those who want to defy tradition and get circumcised, there is the barrier of poverty.
If I had money, I would have circumcised him. Poverty is the reason I haven't been able to circumcise my grandson, and I wish you can help me do it for him.
Damba may be just one of the many communities where circumcision is a taboo. For some, there are many other communities where this persists, and the doctor's advice must be considered instructive. Clement Labish report for Joy News.
And let's talk about what's trending on social media. Of course, the Black Stars should be trending, aren't they?
Yes, they are. As you can see, I'm wrapping my jersey. And Kofi Kinata says, wishing the Ghana national team best of luck as they move to Egypt for the hashtag AFCON 2019. Go hashtag Black Stars. At Bob Skinny J says, some people feel chop slaps, a whole hashtag Black Stars group picture. And this one is from at Eternam, who says, apart from me, who else doesn't trust the Black Stars? And Alien says, hashtag Black Stars, the camera quality, dear Nokia C3, they should have at least used the captain's iPhone. And at Opong1 says, good luck champs 2019, be one a year. Ghanaians, there you're back like school back. Hashtag Black Stars, hashtag AFCON 2019.
When the South Africans are supporting the Black Stars, then you know why. And that's it for the midday news here on Joy 99.7 FM. Also live on our affiliates across the country, including Kekeli FM in Ho, Word Community Radio in the Northern region, and all the other parts in the country. Thanks so much for your company. Girls supporting the Black Stars. AFCON tournament commentary is up later on here on your Superstation. Have a great weekend.